Dear scholar, in this lecture you will learn about ethnography, history of ethnography, method of ethnography, and also your theory about the ethnography. So, ethnography is the research design of qualitative research. My name is Dr. Riaz. I'm working as a senior research officer in Bureau of Curriculum. I have more than 30 years teaching and research experience. I also provide one-to-one course in research. If you need my services, please contact me. My cell number has been given in the description. So today we will discuss about the ethnography. If you like my lecture, please subscribe it and hit the bell icon. So, ethnography research is history and theory. First of all, ethnography. Ethnography is the study of people and their culture. So, from this statement, you can find that in ethnography, we study the people and their culture. Ethnographic research involves observation and interaction with the people or group being studied in the group environment. So we observe the people, we study the group in their natural environment, and often we conduct this study for the long period of the time. So I hope now you understand what is the ethnography, because we learn the habit, we learn the culture, we learn the way of interaction of the peoples and their belief in ethnographic research. Now, a question arises in mind: how and why did ethnographic research evolve? In the early year of discipline, many anthropologists document traditional culture they assume would disappear due to, after the colonial era ended in 1960, anthropologists established a code of ethics to ensure their research does not harm the group they study. So, in this way, the ethnographic research evolved in the world, and most of the ethnographic research were conducted in the United States and the European countries. Now, this design is, and this qualitative type of research is popular all over the world. Oh. What are ethnographic research methods? So, in case of method, although anthropology relies on various research methods, its hallmark is extended in fieldwork in a particular culture group. So culture group is very important work. Fieldwork feature observation in which the researcher observe and participate in daily life of their community being studied. So if you would like to study any community, so we use the field work, and we sometimes we become the part of that culture. Let's say if you would like to conduct the research with nomadic people of the Balochistan, for this purpose you have to involve themselves, you have to live with them the long period, then you will get the first-hand information of the people. You will write and then publish. How is research related to theory? So, how can we relate our research, the theory? I have already mentioned in qualitative research, we do not conduct research in previous theories. We make the new theory based upon our finding. So, here data resulting from research provide anthropologists with the material needed to produce comprehensive ethnography. Theories help us frame a new question that deepen our understanding of cultural phenomena. So most of the time we understand of culture phenomena of various culture. Now, I would like to share the component of culture anthropologist, and there are two main components. One is ethnography, and other is ethnology. So, ethnography is detailed description of particular culture, primarily based on the field work. So, in the ethnography, we conduct the field work, we live the community to get the first-hand information. On the other hand, in ethnology, the study and analysis of different culture from comparative point of view. So in ethnology, we compare the culture from different point of view. On the other hand, in ethnography, we conduct the field work, and mostly we get the information of the specific culture in the ethnography. Urgent anthropologist, ethnographer researchers that document endangered culture, also known as a slave anthropology. I discuss it in the detail. Aquaculturation. So aquaculturation is when people from one culture they adopt the other culture. It is called aquaculturation. So, in simple example, let's say if any person or family come out from Punjab and or Sindh, and he live with the people of the Pashtun or Baloch for the long run. With the passage of time, they adopt their culture. So this condition is called aquaculturation. I would like to share another example. Until recently, Afro-Indian, which is a tribe, band, live largely isolated in Grand Chacho. In the Grand Chacho is a place, a vast wilderness in South America heartland. So they live in the South American heartland. Today, most disposed Euro-Indian find themselves in different stages of aquaculturation. Now they have adopted the culture, habits, and way of life of other people. So it is a aquaculturations. Next is assimilation. As you know, assimilation means absorb one thing and other. So simple that when people of different background come to see themselves as a part of large national family, so that is called the assimilation. I would like to share one example. Let me, before the partition and when Pakistan came into being, there are different culture. There are Pashtun culture, Baloch culture, Punjabi culture, Sindhi culture, Hazara culture, and there are so many culture. With the passage of time, when these different background people, they become a large nation, and they know they have their own tradition, their own culture. No, it has become a nation family. This is called assimilation. So now you have understand what is assimilation mean, observe in any culture. Applied anthropology. Applied anthropology is used by anthropological knowledge and method to solve practical problems in community confronting new challenges. So applied anthropology is very important because it is a practical technique to solve the community problem in which there is a conflict or confrontation. Peasant study. I know I would like to share one study. Peasant represent the important category between modern and industrial society and traditional subsistence for foragers, herder, farmer, and fisher. Peasantry represent the large social category of our species so far. Because of the agriculture, the big society become of the farmer, because most of people they grow the feed the different vegetable, fruit, and grain. Because peasant unrest over economic and social problem fuel political instability, and sporology study of rural population are considered significant and spread in different. So this is a study of the culture, because peasant culture is the major culture as compared to the other culture. Now, I would like to share one example. In this figure, a peasant leader addresses crowd in front of presidential palace in Paraguay. Paraguay is a country in South America, capital city, Union, at massive protest really against land disposition. So it's a because it's a big community, so this community has a leader. Similarly, in other countries, there are there are so many farmer movement all over the world, and I share one example of Paraguay, a capital that is a South American country. Advocacy anthropology. Advocacy anthropology. Anthropology is committed to social justice and human rights, have become actively involved in effort to assist indigenous group. So anthropologists mostly they help the people and community like peasant community and ethnic minority. Most anthropologists committed to community-based and politically involved in research refer to their work as advocacy anthropology. So most of the anthropologists, they study various communities and culture, they find on the problem, and they conduct the ethnographic research. Now I would like to share one example of anthropologist. To the most wide-ranging advocacy anthropologist is Redrup Stephen, special rapporteur in Indian Right for United States Commission. So I share one example where the advocacy of anthropologists. Multisite research. Sometimes The researcher conduct the research in various sites. They conduct the research in one site, other site, and other site. Uh, for example, in exploration on Chinese identities in the context of USA and China racially and multicultural politics, anthropologist Andrea Louis has done multi-site research in, she conducts research in Louis, San Francisco, Hong Kong, and China. So you can see here, St. Louis, San Francisco, Hong Kong, China, they are different sites. So this Andrea Lois, she visited the various sites and conducted research about the specific community, and that specific community is the Chinese. Ethnographic field. Ethnographic fieldwork extended long location research on gathering detailed and in-depth information on a society, customary ideas, beliefs, and practice through participant collective social life. So in fieldwork, the ethnographer involved any group, that he become the part of that community or culture for getting the first-hand information about the community. So it's mostly the people in ethnography, they conduct the field work and they find the first-hand information about their research areas. Fieldwork. Now I would like to share one example of fieldwork. Ecologist James Kramer and anthropologist Shiva Lansing, who had researched the traditional rituals and network of water temple linked in irrigation management of rice field in the island of Bali in Indonesia and company system high priest, and they find the information about it. So they conduct the field work in this area for finding the first-hand information. Participant observation, a research method in which one learns about a group belief, behavior through social participant and personal observation within the community, as well as interview and discussion with individual members of the group over extended stay in the community. For example, if you would like to get the culture information about Hazara community, for this purpose, as a researcher, you have to get home in community, you have to participate in their culture activity like marriage, funeral ceremony, and other activity. Then you will be able to get the first-hand information about that group. Key consultant. A member of society being studied who provide information that help research understand meaning of what they observe. Early anthropologists refer to as an individual as informative because they provide the information about the society. So that is why they call key consultant. Quantitative data. As you know, statistical or measurable information such as the demographic, composition, type of quantitative, crop grown, ratio of spores born, and raised with the outside of community. This is the quantitative data. Mostly we collect this data in quantitative research, while in a qualitative In qualitative data, non-statistical information such as a personal life story and customer belief and practice are conduct the information about the qualitative data. So in ethnographic research, we collect the qualitative data. Sometimes we get the information from the photographer. In this slide, you can see this picture. Here, this is a picture. Anthropologists sometimes use photograph during fieldwork as eliciting devices, sharing picture of culture, object, activity. For example, to encourage local to talk about, explain what they see. So photograph is very important because we get the information and then we insert these photographs in our research. Interview. As you know, there are different types of interview. Informal interview, which is unstructured interview, open end conversation in everyday life. This is called informal interview. We do not design questions before conducting the research. Formal interview, a structured question or answer session carefully noted as it occur and based on prepared question. So for formal interview, we prepare the question before conducting the interview. And for different types of interview, I have discussed in detail in previous slides. Challenge of anthropologists. Anthropology. Among the numerous mental challenges anthropologists commonly face, culture shock, because sometimes if you go in a different culture, that's a culture shock. For example, in Muslim, one woman can marry only with one house. She has a one husband. But in some culture, like a Tibetan, one woman has 2 or 3 husbands. So that is a culture shock for the ethnography who belong to the Muslim community. Loneliness. So loneliness person, that is also the challenge for culture because you cannot get the information. Feeling like ignorant outsider. So being social awkward in new cultures, sometimes it's difficult to understand the other culture, norm and values. Physical challenges typically include adjusting the unfamiliar food, climate, hygiene, and condition. Let's say most of the Muslims, they eat the halal food, and if they would like to live in the Western culture, they could not find such kind of food. So that is a physical challenge. It's sometimes if a person would like to conduct research in Russian or like Siberia, the problem is very similarly hygienic condition. Some people live neat and clean and other people not. So that is a culture difference. Needing to constantly alert because anything that is happening being said may be significant to one research. Ethnographer must spend considerable time with the culture, making copious notes and analyzing the data for get the first-hand information about the culture in which they are living. Fieldwork. Fieldwork, mostly the researcher go in the field and he got the first-hand information about the community. Now I would like to share one example. USA anthropologist William Crocker did fieldwork among Canela Indians in Brazil over several decades. In this 1960 photograph, a Canela woman gave him a traditional haircut She is the wife of his adoptive Canela brother and therefore wife to wife Crocker in Canela kinship. So this is the called the fieldwork in which you get the information about the culture, the different culture. Accurately describing a culture. To accurately describe a culture, anthropologists need to seek out and increase three kinds of data. Number one, people understanding of their culture and the general rule they share, the extent to which people believe they are observing those rules, the behavior that can be directly observed. So these are the three main kind of data for getting the accurately describing culture in ethnography research. Now I would like to share one example. So in this example, in Trouble Island, women wealth consists of skirt and banana leaf, large quantity of which must be given away on the death of the relative. Digital ethnography. The digital ethnography is very popular type of ethnography nowadays, in which the use of digital technology like audio, visual for the collection, analysis, represent of ethnography. So it's a very modern technique. The ethnographer take the camera or tape recorder and other digital gadget for collecting the information from the people. So mostly, sometimes people don't know the person has such kind of gadget themselves. So now, ethnography research is comparatively easier as compared to past because of digital ethnography. Next is ethnohistory, a study of culture of the recent past through oral history, account exploration, missionary, trader, and through analysis of records such as land titles, birth and death records, and archival material is called ethnohistory. Theories. In science, as explained on natural phenomena supported by a reliable body of data, and this is called the theory. Doctrine. It's a certain opinion or belief of formally handed down to an authority as true and undisputed. It's also known as a dogma or doctrine. It's very popular. Human relation area file. A vast collection of cross-index ethnographer and archaeological data cataloged by culture characteristic and category. Archive in 300 library on microfile is available in various libraries of the United States. So HR relation area file are available in various libraries for getting the information. Advocacy anthropology. Anthropology developed by and Louis interviewed ancient Indian and Brazilian Savannah, where he has made a numerous fieldwork visits since 1950. Mary Levy is the founder of Indian advocacy organization based on Cambridge and Massachusetts Institute. So I to share in this example with the photograph. Anthropology is theoretical perspective, ideal perspective, a theoretical approach and stress the primacy of subculture and researcher and materialist perspective. A theoretical approach stressing the primacy of infrastructure material of the culture. Informal consent. Farmer record agreement partly researcher when it challenged to obtain informal consent. So this is the dear scholar, in this lecture you learn about ethnography, method of ethnography, history of ethnography, theory of ethnography, and how field note and how will you conduct the research. I hope you have learned and observed. If you like this lecture, please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon for watching the upcoming videos.